Grand National Roadster Show, Pomona, California, day 2. Now, what do most of these cars here at the show have in common? Well, they're all made out of metal, and you got to shape that metal. Who do you want to go to? Lazze. How you doing? And obviously, it's a proven technique. All right, let's see what you can do.
Yeah. So this is, the key here is to wheel up this panel so the tracks are really, really close zigzags. That's the key. The closer the zigzag can be, the nicer shape you have and the faster you can get the panel up.
And you can kind of see the impression that the wheel is leaving on the metal as you go.
Yeah, you can see that. And the more people practice, the more they look at the lines when they do that. So now you see that it's already a little longer in the center. So what I do, I keep the frame short around. When the frame is short and I'm stretching it inside here, this must grow.
Right.
And it takes the shape off.
Because you're making it a little bit thinner.
Yeah, I make it a little thinner, but you can't measure that.
But that's what's essentially creating that kind of the growth that you're talking about.
So what I do now, I'm changing that wheel there. I can go directly to that one. And what I can do, I can use the bottom wheel there to bend it over there. Then I go over to this side, and then I'm bending it down like this.
Wow. So you're essentially you're using the bottom wheel itself to create that shape, and that's why you've got several different sizes.
Exactly. So it depends on what shape I want. So if this wheel is enough, if I have more crown than this shape of this wheel, then I go to the next step.
Now, is there ever a point where you've gone too far with the metal and you have to start over, or can you always save the metal?
You're never defeated until you throw the piece away. You can always fix it, and that's what people like when they take the class, because I show them how they can fix the mistakes. And when I show them how to fix the mistakes, you take that fear away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this piece here, I can make this flat again if I want.
It's what you were talking about earlier when we were speaking. It's making people aware that they have control over the metal.
Absolutely. That's all about that.
All right, so we've got the English wheel here, and now we're going to head on over to the shrinker and the stretcher. So this is the shrinker right here, and tell us what this machine does.
Yeah, the machine here, or the tool here, shrinking the metal. So I can go in about 4.5 inch here and shrink the metal. So you see what happened here already. I make this as a curve now. And if I go in a little deeper in here.
And Lars, explain to us what that term means. When you say you're shrinking the metal, what are you doing essentially?
I'm pressing the metal, so I make it shorter. And when I make it shorter, on the edge here, it actually, compared to this area, this area will be longer compared to this because I make this shorter.
So we've got the shrinker here, and conversely, the stretcher is essentially making the metal longer.
Exactly. So it depends on what I'm going to make. I can either shrink it or stretch it.
But all of these tools, essentially what they're doing is they're shaping the metal.
Yeah, absolutely. So here you can see we took that form already. And if I want, I can go back to the wheel and I can smooth this out with a low pressure.
So now we've got the piece of metal that's been shrinked, and he's going to smooth it out using the English wheel. So all of these tools, essentially, they work in conjunction with one another.
It's a combination of the tools that make it possible to control the sheet, yes.
That's amazing. And in just a short amount of time, we've taken a flat piece of metal and we've manipulated it 3 different ways. And I can tell you got a big smile on your face because obviously he loves doing this. Now, Lars, tell us, how do people get in touch with you guys if they want to take your metal shaping class?
Oh, they go to my website, www.lazze.us.
lazz.us, and then they can also order your materials to take the class at home if they'd like to, right?
Yeah, we will be that with a new website. I'm going to put together kits so people can order, self-made kit, cut out pieces, templates, the layout, and instructions. So I can send them a kit like making a motorcycle tank, half side of a motorcycle tank. I send them all the instructions, and they can do it at home.
And where are you located for the in-person classes?
I'm up in North California, East Bay area, Pleasanton.
Cool. And obviously, you love to weld too, right?
Yeah, but it's not a welding class.
Right, it's not a welding class, but I'm saying you, Lars, you can do it all.
I can weld too, yes.
I can imagine you can do a lot of things, Lars. Thank you so much for joining us on. Oh yeah, tell us about this. This is a Mickey Mouse that one of your students made.
Yeah, he was the first student took my class when I came over to United States. And he built cars for Roy Bricio for many years. His name is Mickey Galloway. And he is amazing. He was really, really good before he took the class. But when he took my class and saw what we could do with this, he sold his tools and bought my tools instead. And
That's a pretty strong endorsement.
yeah, it is. So he made that Mickey Mouse, I think it's 104 pieces. And he also made from this little here, you can see that a picture of him, he made 2 Jimmy the Cricket. And he made that from a little toy that is about 2 inches tall toy, and looked at that and made the Jimmy the Cricket.
That's great work, and it's a real testament to how much you can learn from taking your class. Lars, once again, from Lazze, it's www.lazze.us, lazze.us. Lars, thank you so much for joining us on the Hub, man.
Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Lazze, and you're watching Hub TV.